bottom left corner. From here, you go to overlay, and you want to go to the heart section. So overlay mode here, you want to rotate this through to hearts. That's the best display in my opinion. And then you also want to go to display mode and change this. It should be a default value of 200. If you change this to -1, it will permanently show at all times, which for me is really, really helpful, I find. Also want to go to display mode and change this. Be a default value of 200. If you change this to -1, it will permanently show at all times, which for me is really, really helpful, I find. The reason I made this for you guys is I've seen a lot of people asking about it, so hopefully some of you guys were helped with this. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, consider subscribing. I go live on my Twitch channel every day except Monday and Friday usually. Well, sometimes I do anyway. It's usually 2 or 3 o'clock, usually 3 o'clock on a weekday, 1 o'clock on a weekend. But I'm so excited about Craft. I'm probably going to be streaming outside of those hours as well. I'm also going to be doing
defending Arabs or attacking Arabs, but it's never worked out since the collapse of the Ottoman Empire. And even in the Ottoman Empire, there was some infighting. But like, it's just not, they're not unified, but they want to be, and they tell themselves they are sometimes, depending on the enemy. And then the world sees them that way, whether they're progressives defending Arabs broadly or people that want to hate on Arabs broadly. But this Arab unity is just this idea that has not materialized in a good way for 100 years. It's just interesting to see how it plays out, yeah. But whatever. Are most Arabs Muslim? I think the vast majority of Arabs are Muslim, yes.
Oh, she goes to the bottom. Like, let's be fucking real, okay? No one else would get that treatment. So don't even try to pretend or act like this is some innocent little mistake and that one of the guys there is Jewish. I just don't care. I'm glad you have a Jewish friend. That's very nice. But at the end of the day, let's get real, okay? Get your shit together.
30 years, everybody was in its countries, and you had zero of problems of this kind that are now corrupting everything. Globalism failed completely. This will be worse than the Soviet Union collapse. The only thing that globalism failed in is defending itself. That's like, globalism just needs to put out better arguments in favor of it. To say that the world is not better now than it was 30 years ago, you're just insane. You're crazy. You're insane and you're crazy. It's just not at all true. I read some post on Lay Epic Reddits, some dude that like deleted Twitter, and he talked about how he stopped. Like, his impression when he had Twitter on was that like the country's falling apart. Illegal immigrants are flooding in. The government is destroying everything. Corporations, like, it's just, everything is just completely gone to shit. And he mentioned that once he deleted Twitter and he just paid more attention to outside every day, and he avoided like, you know, crazy like news stations, talk radio, whatever. The world is great. It's fine. You've got neighbors and people to talk to. Most people are working, have decent jobs, they get paid a decent amount. Stuff is pretty expensive right now, but most stuff is going great. Most stuff is going great. I have some issues. We've always had some issues. You work through them. When it comes to mixed race issues, when I was in school, I was called the N-word by white kids and treated as an outsider by black adults as an adult. Mixed race life is weird. Well, you should have done blackface. That's what Drake did. I have no idea how to attack anti-establishment rhetoric as well as you do. I don't even do it well. It's impossible to do it. It's like the Democrats fighting against the conservatives. The problem is that you can't say that things are going well right now because as soon as you do, people call you out of touch. And it's like, okay, well, I guess in that case, yeah, everything is actually terrible right now. Like, talk to me more as you talk about how you like have just finished your 4-year bachelor's degree. You've had like a relatively stable upbringing for your entire life. You have no threat of like military conflict or war involving you and having to be drafted on the horizon. Like, you're not absolutely facing no kind of like homelessness or starvation. Like, you have a decently bright future ahead of you with like there are issues relating to like cost of housing for sure. But like, yeah, people are just so doomer. My God.
If you're Jewish and you have that position, there's like a 50-50. You actually are going to have to deal with the ire of your family. I'm Jewish. My dad's been a Zionist his whole life. When October 7th happened, he said, I loved Hamas, and now he's against Israel. Let's go, Dad. Let's go. Okay, Denim, sit down, Mr. Sabra. Stop. Stop.
Yeah, it clarifies it. Yeah. Okay.
Do you want me to sort get this entire? Do you want me to sort over this entire argument, or do you want to do it for real?
What? What?
What?
You cut out completely. I just heard the entire argument.
Oh yeah. Do you want me to fast forward this whole argument, or do you want to do it?
Yeah, fast forward it.
Okay. You're going to come in and you're going to say, well, Sabra actually is just a brand of hummus that a lot of people in the Middle East might not like, so it's a way to make fun of Israeli stealing food from other cultures. So it's actually not as bad as it seems. My retort to that is going to be juxtaposing Arab and Jew in any manner is incredibly cringe. I mean, if I were to do something like, oh, at the very top is like fine dining, watermelon and fried chicken. To that might be something along the lines of like, yeah, but maybe we could fix it on things that they do that are worse instead of like going to these things that might be defensible. And then my retort to that would be that like these people wouldn't cut anybody any slack from any the other side for literally fucking anything. So it's like these are fucking insane. And they're already on the record as being like pro-terrorist supporters or whatever. I'm not going to cut them any slack from this. That would be my assumption of where like the argument would go. I mean, you can tell me if you make any different arguments or hit me up.
Yeah, no, I just think it's still, you know, like it's still bad. It still matters to be accurate because at least in my experience of left-wing discourse and people who talk about Sabra, the general understanding of any far leftist on Sabra is mid-Hamas, Israelis, European colonizers, and also they gave money to genocidal groups. I don't think that many far leftists actually know that Sabra even means Jew who was born in Israel.
But the fact that it even has the association, like, no. Here, this isn't even what I'm saying. Okay, look. Okay, remember how nobody knows this? I haven't gone over it yet because it's the election season. Okay, but we had our whole trip through Israel. Okay, where I got from the beginning, and I was pulled back from the edge by talking to so many good leftists. But this shit, can you imagine Dr. Mordecai looking at this, going, see, it is the Arabs against the Jews, even in your entertainment, right? That's what he would be saying. Why the fuck would you ever think to try this? It's insane to me. Why would you do this?
Yeah, but, again, okay, I don't even know what you call it, but I'm not saying it's okay. One of the guys said, you hate Arab food, that's why you like Sabra, because these people don't know that Israelis eat Middle Eastern food because they're from the Middle East. Yeah. So I know that argument, okay? I'm just saying, I don't think that any of them were thinking at the time, because my child has decided that they actually know that Sabra also means Jew who was born in Israel. That's what they're secretly thinking as they come up with the
that might be true, but like that's almost worse because it just means that they just are managing to be anti-Semitic in like an intuitive and natural way as like fake Arabs. That's just wild to me, I think.
Yeah, maybe it's worse, but that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying that I don't think any of them knew that, like, we're thinking we actually mean Sabra as in Jew born in Israel whilst we do this. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, possibly. Yeah, that might be the case.
No, it is the case. 100%. It's like yeah. Because the typical trope on Sabra is just European IDF. That's it.
Wait, what's the difference?
The difference is that they don't actually know that whole thing that Sabra being Jew born in Israel, like that code thing. I don't think they're using the Hamas as kind of like as a front for what they actually believe.
no, wait. What
we
is?
actually mean Jew born in Israel.
What's the difference between Jew born in Israel versus European IDF?
The difference is that
Because when I hear Jew born in Israel, in my mind, what I'm thinking is, and I totally spoke right, but in my mind, what I'm thinking is, the implication is always that Jews are outsiders. Oh, you're Jewish, you're Israeli, yeah, because you were born in Israel, as like a European Jew. You weren't born anywhere else in the Middle East. You're not a real, Middle Eastern person. That's the implication. So when you say European IDF, I mean, that's a lot different than Jew born in Israel. Those sound like almost synonymous with one another. Or they get at the same time.
so when I say European IDF, I'm just shortcutting the idea that they think Hamas is like Sabra is this bad Hamas idea. Like they think Israelis are Palestinians who came in and did the revolution culture badly, and then also when I say IDF, I mean like the Sabra literally has given free meals to soldiers. Like that's what I mean. By
Yeah, that sounds. It's more or less the same thing. It's a dog whistle for like fake. They're not Middle Eastern. They don't belong there, right? It's all hinting at the same thing. No?
Yeah, no, that's what. Yeah, that's my take. Yeah, but it sounded like, and again, this is what people in my chat were thinking, is that they think that people were at that panel are secretly aware that Sabra actually also means Jew born in Israel. They're just using the Hamas as a front for.
Oh,
that,
sure.
like,
That
meaning.
might not. They probably don't know that to be true. Although I mean, this is every single person who hasn't ever. I'm not saying it's impossible. That could be the case, legitimately. But even if that is the case, it's either just as bad or then worse if they just happen to be hitting on like one of the most anti-Semitic Middle Eastern tropes, like by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Jews,
that's
all
exactly
Jews
what
are
they do,
for. Yeah, that's insane, right? Also, I was gonna watch this movie, but I can't. I get too upset at it. It's insane to me. Do you know? Have you seen the full out of this? I watched it last night.
I didn't watch the full VOD. I got like.
Do you know who the first person they pull up is?
No.
It's Hassan. That they say is like, oh yeah,
Oh,
Arab.
they put him in Arab, right? Yeah, because he's a
Turk
that's
who
weird.
ruled over the Arabs in the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah.
It's so white. Okay, can I ask you a culture
Colonizer.
question? I want to attack over, but I don't actually know the answer. Do people ever refer to themselves as Lebanese? And when they do, what does that mean? I tried to read a little bit on this yesterday. It's complicated.
What do you mean referring to yourself as Lebanese? Like,
So obviously there's no Lebanese ethnicity, and the nationality means very different things because you've got the amalgamation of like Christians, Muslims. So what does it mean when somebody says they're like when you say you're Lebanese, does it mean that you come from the Lebanon or
yeah, it's just from the nation. So there used to be a time when everyone in Lebanon does that. Even Hezbollah, ironically, even though a lot of people think. So it used to be the idea that Syrians and a lot of the rest of the Arab world was really annoyed by Lebanon because it stood out from the rest of the Arab world because the Christians, the Maronites, wanted to be more like Europe. They called themselves Phoenicians, not Arab. So Lebanese used to be this kind of like almost like a mistake in the Middle East. The Syrians kind of like wanted this idea of greater Syria instead, and that's probably what would have happened were it not for Maronites. So, but nowadays, people in Lebanon, even the ones who are pro-Hezbollah or pro-Syria or whatever, will generally still identify as Lebanese, and they'll use the flag and everything else.
do people who are in Hezbollah, do they identify as Lebanese?
Yeah. They wave Lebanese flags and everything. This was part of like Nasrallah's sort of drift into politics as well as militarism, was that he was willing to make a lot of compromises on the idea of calling for an Islamic Lebanon and for Lebanon to just be an extension of Iran and all that shit. They just kind of toned them down as a way to play the Lebanese game and just get support from Sunni Christians as well. What's your position on attacking people for immutable characteristics? In a number of
other people like, what's wrong with that's just I just think that's weird. I guess I understand why some people can do it if you're like an advocate in these groups or something, but when people are just like throwing up their mental disabilities on their profiles, I understand what you're saying though. It looks like I'm fighting for it, and I could maybe some people could take it that way, in which case I'll think about that in the future. But I just think it's weird. That's why I was sharing it for.
Okay. I'm coming to America soon.
Cool. Are you gonna be here for the election?
Yeah.
Are you coming to
hard
America for the election?
Yeah. I mean, I think everything will be so.
Okay.
Is this like the election watch, right? Is that what you called it?
Yeah, we're doing an election night. Yeah.
Yeah, I got asked to go to that. So if that's the same thing, then yeah. If Kamala loses, no, if Kamala wins, I feel like there might, like MAGA people might just go fucking mental, and then I've already been accused of being a foreign interference like operative a few times because of the progressive victory thing. So
Yeah.
there might be trouble. Yeah, I don't know.
I heard a rumor that there was some fucking African dude that was buying up social media companies in the United States using Qatari and Saudi money. So I think we're fine.
Cool. Okay. Take care, alright?
I love you. Be careful. Bye.
Bye.
Wait.
It is an Israeli-owned company.
I can't watch her. I'm gonna lose my mind. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'll get perma-banned if I watch these people. I can't. Don't link that I'm streaming here anymore. This is a very complicated Arab identity problem. Everyone feels like they belong to the Arab umbrella by virtue of them speaking the same or derivatives of the same language and believing in more or less the same religion, but they still keep distinct localized and unique cultural aspects, so usually most people would identify with their country of origin, not their ethnicity. Yeah, this is like, it's strange because I've heard so much. I feel like it would be amazing to do like a journey through the Middle East, like on foot, so I could get an understanding of what people actually think. Because I've heard so much back and forth. Like, if you're, I think I've even repeated some of these on the stream before. Oh, like, people in Iraq don't consider themselves Iraqi citizens because they don't identify strongly with their country. If you're Kurdish, you don't. But if you're, like, an Arab that lives in Iraq, you probably do. One thing that I kind of took for granted, too, and I used to repeat this as well before I studied, like the Israeli history, is that all of these borders in the Middle East are totally arbitrary. They were totally just drawn up by Britain, and they mean nothing. I mean, like, they kind of were, but the borders have stuck for, like, 80 years. They don't change. So, I mean, like, there's something to that. As silly as that might sound, aside from Jewish people, and I guess a little bit in Turkey, like, in the beginning, it's not like there's been mass population transfers. Like, these people fight pretty hard for the nation. Yemen has been pretty up, to be fair. Yemen is probably the most up, but I don't know anything about the Arab states in North Africa, though. So North Africans, for example, Egyptians prefer national identity over Arab. That's true. There is a reason for that, but I haven't studied the Ottoman Empire. But it was called something, even in the Ottoman Empire. I always want to say, like, the Khedivar, but it's not that. Maybe if I just spell this. What was this called? Oh, the Khedivate of Egypt. This state had, like, I think more autonomy in the Ottoman Empire than some of the other ones. Like, Egypt had a fairly strong identity, but I don't know enough about it to say for sure. But them and the Turks were like, we're our own place. Yeah, sure. Well, the Turks especially, yeah. But did you see this? The Elon canvassing thing? No, there's so much shit.
I worry about...
Today I'm going to try to do as much Hassan, Ethan, and Asmongold as possible because I don't want to spend more than one day on it. I really don't want to fight with leftists right now because of the upcoming election and everything, so... Wait, no, most Arabs love their national identity. Destiny, I'm Jordanian, they would be allowed to... Yeah, that's literally what I just said. Yes. Wow, Sophia, thanks for the tier 4 sub, everybody. Did you see Ethan's most recent upload? No, I have not.
Hello, everybody. 。 . 。  . 。 .
。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。
。 . 。 . 。 .
。 . . . . Are you taking a break from politics in general after the election? I truly have no idea. I'm probably gonna just go like a month into Factory or something. I don't know right now. What's the best way to convince the undecided in your opinion? Who the fuck knows? Did you guys all watch my interview last time with that Tom Bill? I never know how to pronounce his name. I should learn how to pronounce it actually, just to be respectful. Is it Bill U?
Dave Smith, welcome to the show.
Oh,
thank you so much.
God. That's his thing. When I talk to this guy, both on his show and off of his show, he has a really good thought process. Like when I listen to him speak and then when I kind of like drill a little bit on him epistemically, he has a really good thought process. But he was like an RFK supporter / hesitantly Trump supporting person. Am I the one who's brain broken? I don't understand what's happening. All these tech bros. I fly out to LA in a week and I do an interview with him over election stuff. I don't know. I guess we'll... Audience captured? No, it doesn't come off as audience captured. No, he has... I don't think so. You guys want undecided voter impression for J6 good progress? I'm sure there works. How did the Jubilee event go? I'm not really allowed to talk about it before it comes out. Fuck, there are a lot of things I want to say. It should release soon. Andrew's talked about it a little bit. You can go watch him talk about it. There's some memes. I'll wait until after it launches, though. I don't want to violate my NDA or whatever. I just don't want a better relationship. The truth is lost in the noise. Bro. Randoms explains why the word was on the chart.
What? Then why was it on the chart? Can you explain why it was on the chart? Can you explain why it was on the chart? Can you explain why it was on the chart? Because it's the most famous hummus brand in the United States, and it sucks. I implore you to list me another hummus brand that people know about in the United States.
Oh, this was 3 hours ago. I wonder if she even knew about it prior to this. Fuck, because this is her response today.
I do. Why are you comparing that to Arab in a tier list? I'm Arab and I'm in the Sabra hummus category. I was literally in the category. What the fuck are you on about?
God, there's so much. This mic is so overly compressed, it's driving me fucking crazy.
What the fuck are you on about? Ethan Klein, get off your burner.
It's actually insane. She has crushed the dynamic range of this microphone. It's crazy. It's like this is like how much difference there is between the lows and the highs. Oh my god.
Off your burner account, okay, please.
Unbelievable.
Please get off your burner account.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
That poor $350 microphone just being absolutely obliterated.
The next person is one of my favorite people.
Frogan rating streamers from Arab to Jew lover on a panel provided by Twitch at their con.
Ethan Klein.
I told you guys to clap.
This is a good reaction.
That was a good one. That's good. All right. Turn that up. Turn that up.
We all know where this is going. Okay. I'm giving audience input. They're like, fuck what you guys had to say.
Dude, where's the, you guys are missing the category for Zionist. That was a joke. That was just a joke in my...
Stand up, stand up, stand up. Well, obviously it's Love Sabra, right?
Yeah.
It has to
That's
be.
easy. That's definitely Love Sabra. All right, so there he
Are you
goes.
being messy?
Yes. You put my number. Yeah.
I'm
our
so
first-
scared.
Honestly.
If only Asma could have reacted to that. Damn. Damn, damn, damn.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much.
This isn't. I'm pretty sure this is like permaban. It's like hate speech, right? You're making fun of the disabled class, and you're making fun of veterans, which are protected class. This isn't a Twitch TOS, by the way. Like directly. This is like directly called out under hateful conduct. But for some reason, Twitch does not permit behavior that is motivated by hatred, prejudice, or intolerance, including behavior that promotes or encourages discrimination, denigration, harassment, or violence based on the following protected characteristics: race, ethnicity, color, caste, national origin, immigration status, religion, sex, gender, gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, serious medical condition, and veteran status. For example, regardless of your intent, you may not, content warning, promote or express a desire for a protected group, like veterans, to be infected and or die from a serious disease. Now, to be fair, is PTSD really an infection? Or suggest that a victim of a hate crime deserved to be harmed. Is PTSD a hate crime? Or stuff related to that? Yeah, maybe they skirt by on the outer perimeter here. Post, upload, or otherwise share hateful images or symbols, including symbols of established hate groups and Nazi-related imagery. Okay, well, it's not Nazis at least.
PTSD.
Huh?
You know?
No?
I do the ones the ones I'm like whatever about the U.S. soldiers are the ones that like acknowledge that like what they did was wrong. They didn't know back then. Whatever. You're a good person in my book. Oh my god, Tom, thank you so much for the 10 gifts. So the U.S. military that are like, yeah, like, you know, I did this back then, but now I know it's wrong. Like, I've changed. Like, fuck imperialism, fuck this. You don't deserve the PTSD. But like any other motherfucker, you're doing them. Oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
Jesus. Amazon sponsor. Remember to Twitch.
You know, guys, there's a lot of things I could say. But at a certain point, you just gotta have to acknowledge that there are a lot of people that are simply not worth your time nor your attention. And these people who want to be miserable, they're going to be miserable. And I think the best thing you can do to these people is simply ignore them and not feed into their own delusion. And that's pretty much how you win. You realize, wait a minute, they're retarded. And then you just simply go about your day. That being said, I thank every veteran for their service. I come from a military family. Almost every single member of my family has served. I appreciate our troops. You know, it's rough out there. And it's nice to have people who are fighting for our freedom. And I do not take that shit for granted. Because people died so that I could live a very comfortable life. And I appreciate the fuck out of our soldiers. Yep, weird as fuck. Ooh. Anyways.
And cocked. Wait, why do we hate this person? Because they're typing in Hebrew? Is that... Or is this like a... Is this a Zionist kiss?
What'd you call me?
I hate you. What's up?
I've been thinking.
Uh-oh.
That clip with Denim saying they should have added Zionist category, oh no, as a joke in Minecraft. It's probably a bit obvious, but if Zionism has nothing to do with Judaism, and actually Zionism is anti-Semitic, why would you need to say as a joke in Minecraft?
I don't know. Good question, huh?
Yeah.
Does it make you think?
There's yeah. When I was talking to you earlier, was I coming off like I was defending them for
No, I don't
doing
think
the
so.
Sabra shit?
Chat might have thought that, though. My chat is very fucking fragile, but don't worry about them.
I'm a little, yeah, I'll get over it. Okay, you, when we were in Israel, those journalists that we spoke to, were they Jerusalem Post or Times of Israel? or both?
I think it was one from each. Although I don't know if they were employed directly by them or if they had just written articles for each of them.
Do you still talk to them, or do you have contacts for them?
I think I still have contacts. I would just remember who they are on Discord. Why?
Because the mainstream press talks about Twitch, albeit in a quite flattering way, or the people who are teaching the youth to hate the right-wingers, etc. But, like, they just unbanned Fresh and Fit and Sneeko. I mean, who even Hassan and all those guys will admit that are clearly anti-Semitic. Like, do you not think that have you ever tried to reach out to any like mainstream press figures to actually get them to talk about this kind of stuff?
No, but I feel like at this point, I feel like
mental.
people have probably seen stuff. I think there's probably choices being made to not chat about it. I just think that a lot of these rooms are probably filled with people that are kind of more on the left, and they just don't view these issues as being like as important. So something like actually crazy would have to happen to catch somebody's attention.
And you don't think anything like this so far is crazy enough?
Somebody emailed me this a long time ago, and I think that it's true. I think that the issue with the left has never been anti-Semitism. It's just been white nationalism. So when they were really mad at the Nazis and everything, and they talked about anti-Semitism and all that, they did do that. But the issue wasn't really anti-Semitism. I don't really talk about that. They just cared that the people doing it were white nationalists. So for Fresh and Fit and for Sneeko, like, these people are not white. I don't know if they would give a fuck as much. But maybe they would. Who knows? But I mean, it just doesn't seem like it, given how I feel like there have been things that have been much smaller that have gotten. I feel like I've gotten articles for random shit where I'm like, who the fuck is even paying attention to this? But I can't remember it off the top of my head. But I mean, these are obviously like some of the largest figures on the internet in these spaces, like the Red Pill space and the Andrew Tate adjacent space and everything else. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but I find it hard to believe that New York Times, Washington Post, these guys are so far, or that level of far left that they don't care about this kind of thing.
It's not. So let me be like super clear about like what I think is happening, because I think that a lot of the crazy shit we're seeing with Chuckles and like Twitch and all of this, it seems crazy from where we're at, but I think it's like it's just a conditioning over time thing, and it's like an environment thing. So like, let's say that you and I are streamers, and you know, we talk about streaming stuff, and let's say like Twitch and YouTube decide to pass a new rule saying no more ad revenue for anybody, right? Like, because of the world that we're in, that's like a groundbreaking, most important story. If we were media people, we'd be writing about it. It'd be like the most important thing ever. But like, let's say that you're part of a group of people who, you know, doesn't even know that people make a living on YouTube or Twitch, and like this like news story passes your desk, you just like don't even give a fuck, right? So if you're like if you're like in a left-leaning media room and you've heard all day about, you know, the genocide, and that like I don't know, whatever issues are going on in the U.S., like the anti-Trump stuff, or, you know, all this, and then something comes across and it's like, oh, there are some people that are being like anti-Semitic on whatever. It's just like, who cares? It's just like it's probably not a big deal. That's my guess, like how these types of events happen and then they pass. So like, we look at it, we're like, this is insane, but in their like media environment, this is just a blip on the radar, and it's not indicative of anything that really matters. This is like my guess.
It's also just like it's quite hard to see the real world effects of it, even though in some cases it's not, right? I don't know if you just saw the recent FBI stats on anti-Semitic hate crimes, but it's like it's obviously much higher than it was the year before, and even per capita, it's like just dwarfing everything, even Islamophobic hate crimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like this is pretty wacky. Just real quick, I just Googled news for Asmongold. There are Forbes. There's a Forbes article. Polygon, Sports Illustrated, PC Gamer, Rock Paper Shotgun, Inside Gaming, Kotaku. So these all got picked up, but Asmongold is white dude, said bad things about brown people. Yeah,
that is quite bizarre.
Yeah, BBC article. Yeah. So it's just, I think it's just the news rooms that these people are in are kind of like gravitate to the left a lot. So these are the issues that pop up on the radar. So yeah, Asmongold made one statement. It was dumb, I think. There is a world where you can almost defend it on the peripheral, but so much on the you shouldn't. So those were really dumb statements that he made. But like, it was one like minute of statements, whereas obviously like this whole stuff is on a whole other level of insanity. But yeah.
Yeah, I think even it's just been a problem probably since the dawn of time that like the Western world has just had I feel like they have a really difficult time identifying anti-Semitism or even just like reckoning with it in our own past. Like in the UK, we had a really long history of anti-Semitism. Like we purged them like 3 times in this country, and even one very well-known figure like Edward I, Hammer of the Scots, he borrowed a bunch of money from Jews to fight the Scottish, and then he didn't want to pay them back, so he kicked them all out. And we never get told that. We never get told any of that. We never get told about how we rejected refugees in World War II and how we supported them in 1905 and shit. Like, we never get told any of that. And I just wonder, like, when it comes to the way he expressed himself as well, obviously Asmongold sounded really, really unhinged when he was saying, like, I don't care if they like get genocided or they're horrible people and all that, but with the way that anti-Semitism is expressed by left-wingers, it's always a slightly more like, difficult to identify language. So,
I disagree. It's not slightly more difficult to identify. If Asmongold, maybe I'm making a small stretch here. Maybe if Asmongold had made a comment about Palestinian children being like worthy of death because they inherently belong to or whatever, like the comment that Second Thought made about settler children that Hassan defended on Leftovers, I think that Asmon would be perma-nuked. You're unironically trying to make the claim that like there are children who deserve to be killed because they're Palestinian. That would be an insane statement. And I think that yeah, Hassan got away with defending it on Leftovers. He was in the chat when Second Thought like any blowback. Sexual assault and rapes too, right? Keep in mind that Hassan and all the other people on Twitch involved in politics in Hassan's corner all actively deny, to the contrary of the UN, by the way, they all actively deny that there were mass rapes. But
that's like a really frustrating thing to deal with, because I've noticed that Hassan, when he's pushed by his chat, will eventually sometimes will say the whole like, oh yeah, I'm sure some rapes happen, I just don't think it was like this mass they were ordered to do it thing. And then it's like, okay, the UN didn't really say either of those things. The UN said there was enough of it to say that it happened in several locations, but it wasn't like, there's not any evidence to say that they were ordered to do it, but there's also definitely like quite enough of it in the space of what, 8 or 10 hours.
I feel like one of the statements later on was
like widespread.
Yeah, that it was systematic. I thought the UN report might have even used that word.
Yeah, systematic is like, but then I guess like the way you define systematic is a bit like more difficult, but like
well, that it was just
Hey buddies, the Sunnuts Guy here. Hope you're having an awesome day so far. In this video, surprise, surprise, we are teaching you how to install the Lycanites Redux pack. And this texture pack is actually really cool. It adds a much more Minecrafty feel to the Lycanite mobs. Some of them look really, really cool. Some of them look a little bit goofy. But on the whole, it's a very good change, and it makes a lot of the mobs look much cooler. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. We'll go through kind of 3 different ways technically. Firstly, you're gonna have to go over to for the manual route. You're gonna have to go to curseforge.com/minecraft/texturepacks/Lycanites Redux. I'll put the link in the description below for you guys. If you want to do this manually, say for example, if you're not using CurseForge or for whatever reason you simply want to manually download this, just click download. Should automatically start to download. If it doesn't, obviously click here. And that's now downloading to our downloads page. I can open the folder. And what I'd want to do with this is I would want to put this into my resource packs folder from Minecraft. So if I open up Minecraft, I go to options and resource packs. I can then open the resource pack folder. And this is exactly where I want to put this. So you can see it's already in there. So I would want to literally just drag and drop this in there, and it's good to go. Happy days. You do need to restart your game. So bear in mind, you do need to restart your game. You need to restart your game after activating the resource pack. Otherwise, it won't work. Yeah, it gets a little bit buggy if you don't restart the game after. Now, you can also install using this button here if you're navigating to the website. Now, you can choose to either say, it'll ask you if you have CurseForge or not. If you don't have CurseForge, you can install CurseForge through this. It's fairly simple. If you do, then you can just click yes, I have CurseForge, and then open CurseForge. Select yourself, click this select profile, select the profile you want to install it into, which will obviously be RL Craft. Now, if that doesn't work, because that sometimes is a little bit funky, what you can also do is you can go into the pack itself. You go to add more content. This is obviously in CurseForge. Add more content through CurseForge. Resource packs is a tab here. So you can go Lycanite, loads, Lycanite Redux, and then you just click install, and that'll install that into the profile that you've selected within your mod packs. And it's that easy, guys. It is a really cool texture pack. I think I'm gonna be using it myself moving forward. Yeah, man. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this.
It was like a part of the invasion. These weren't just like one-offs. They must have been like an attitude or something. It might have been like a top-down order, like we're gonna make this 15, blah blah blah. But it was like a party. It was like an expected behavior, happening in groups.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what they play with, though. They play with that fact. Because, like, yeah, the UN said there were 5 locations where there were people who were like stripped, and it was mostly women, right, from the waist down, after they were killed. It also really fucked up because you know the Sabra Satilla massacre.
Yes.
Like, do you know how everyone knows that rapes happened there?
What, because of the screaming at night? Or?
It's a default narrative. No, the default narrative is everyone who's left-wing knows about the massacre, knows that rape was a feature of it.
Oh, okay.
It was. Do you know how we know that, though?
I don't know. Tell me.
Witness statements.
Oh, okay.
And bodies that were stripped from the waist down that were filmed by journalists afterwards, mostly women. It's the exact same standard of evidence. But yeah, like when Assange pushed, he will eventually admit that like some rapes happened in his opinion, but then just like not enough to say that it was like an order. And then like, it's always so fucking weaselly. Like that's the problem. It's like
yeah,
which I guess why it's hard to find like a fucking 30-second kill shot or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like there's some. I can't believe that there are not journalists mainstream liberal press who don't know about this. It's really strange to think that they're saying they know, but they just don't find it interesting.
I mean, what the fuck? Why would you even waste all time? Like, imagine, like, am I really on the eve of Israel finally being declared an apartheid state, like, Palestinians, considering the innocent Hezbollah and Lebanese? Like, am I really gonna write an article talking about anti-Semitism? Like,
Yeah, I
what's
mean,
the
the New
point
York
of
Times did a fucking, they did the piece about it.
yeah, they did. And wasn't there like discomfort in the newsroom from some of that? That like there were some people that didn't feel that great. They were pushing back. I think that Ryan Grant and I forget the name. The three authors of that piece on the Intercept that talked about some of the discomfort for doing that. And also, I think it's a little bit closer probably that started to the October 7th stuff. We have a little bit more sympathy, but right now, I would ever write anything relating to anti-Semitism or anything like that. Like, I just don't know if the payoff is there. Yeah, I mean, I have to think that, right? Otherwise, what else could? Like, I don't believe. I know it's not a lot of Jews probably. I don't even blame. Like, I don't believe they're all anti-Semitic. Right? I don't think that's the case. I don't think the newsroom are all for these people. I think that they're just. I think it's the culture and the environment and the sympathy of the internet and unlimited sympathy for the Palestinians that kind of push people in the direction.
Yeah, they're really different what we do.
It's also probably a bit harder to understand because in the West, not in the West, I'm sorry, in the United States of America, I don't really think we know anything about like Arab anti-Semitism. We really, I say this a million times, and Egyptian Americans, we really just don't have like the Muslim invader archetype. That just doesn't really exist in the United States. You just never really hear about that. Like post 9/11, even when ISIS was active, you had like the one shooting in Miami was like some reject loser. Probably it just doesn't really happen in the United States. So the environment is a lot different than in Europe. You have people, it might be more fundamentalist. Especially when these Arabs are like they're so like white presented, they're like young college kids. They might be born in places like Michigan. They're like they speak English, it sounds like us, and they look present white, and they're white. So like, like oh, they're like friendly people, whatever. So like the weird like Arab anti-Semitic vibes just don't carry over to us. We have no
that's so fucking bizarre that with that Emma clip where she was talking about how it's so privileged for people to attack Hezbollah and the Houthis because they're resisting. It's funny because it's the complete opposite. Like the privilege is that because you are doing anything that gets you clicks in the Middle East talking about Israel and Palestine is that everyone else, Lebanon, Yemen, Iraq, they're all just accessories to the Israel-Palestine thing. So yeah, like the fucking cheat code for these guys is that they get to terrorize and murder as many fucking hours as they want, as long as they just remember to fire a few pot shots at Israel every now and then when they remember to, and then that's the only thing that people will hear about in America.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty wacky. If I was Jewish, I'd be pretty mindfuck.
Yeah, so there's a bit of there's that sin warp raised both in the subreddit as well. These AI thing.
I think Denims and a few other people I think had nice words to say about him as well. Yeah, but I mean,
I think even if you count every number from October 7th, I think Sinwar easily killed more Palestinians in his life than he killed Israelis.
Yeah, well, I mean, both intifadas, I'm pretty sure there were over like 1,000. I don't know the actual number, but I'm pretty sure it's like over 1,000 collaborators were killed in each event, right? I think wasn't that why he was called the Butcher Communist? Because he was always forcing and murdering suspected collaborators for the Israeli government.
Yeah, he had people killed when he was in prison. He was able to organize the killings of collaborators. And there was 1 year in the first Intifada when I think it was right in the last year, maybe the second last, when more Palestinians were killed by other Palestinians for collaborating than by the IDF.
That's true. That might be true for the first and second Intifada. I'm not sure how to check. But there's a lot of motherfuckers. Yeah. You have to be careful on these Wikipedias because they're very sneaky with how they have them set up now. They're very slick.
In what way for the Intifadas, or? Oh, the number. Okay,
yeah. So casualties and losses. They've got 3,000. Okay, 2,739 to 3,168 Palestinians killed by Israeli troops. They never list. It's always Palestinian civilians. So like on the left we have Israeli civilians and Israeli troops are like divided, right? They talk about both. But on the right side here for the Palestinians, I guess they're all all of them were civilians, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they're all just Palestinians, right? Like that's every single time.
Yeah, but I mean, like you would think.
The effect of it was quite wild. I remember I was with someone not long ago, and they cited the health ministry's 42,000 number, and there are people who will just say 40,000 civilians because for the death toll in Gaza right now.
That's right. I think a lot of people say that one weird study where there's like 170,000 or whatever.
Yeah, because of excess deaths from every war. Yeah, the weird calculation.
So here's like an interesting number. So I'm looking at this second. So saying Palestinians killed by Palestinians. They have 154 to 406 Palestinians killed by Palestinians. That's what they have listed at this front here, okay? But then as I dig into the article where it says Palestinians killed by Palestinians, okay? That's Salem, our favorite organization. They say there were 577 Palestinians killed by Palestinians. So what is happening there? Why is the lesser number? Wait, 577. They don't have this here, do they? No, they don't. No, so they don't have the lesser. Yeah. So I don't know what it is. These articles are all the wiki articles are like hardcore pro-Palestinian. If you go through the top pages, it's insane how they write shit now. Like I think they have labeled it now like a genocide in the Gaza Strip. I think they have that now in the wiki article for it. It's insane. But
yeah, the wiki for the list of Israeli war crimes in this war alone is longer than the Wikipedia for war crimes committed by the Wehrmacht.
Yeah. The Israelis just talk about Nazis.
Yeah. It's amazing given how little, compared to the numbers, like how little territory they've managed to capture in 75 years.
They're gonna get it all.
Okay. Do you think, actually, I think the death toll in Gaza right now, I think it's probably fair to say that it's going to be higher than 40,000 by the end. Like it's going to turn out to be more than 100,000. They're doing a little more research because the Islamic Jihad website got fucking put back online. It was gone for a while. And yeah, people say that historically the health minister's numbers are usually accurate. Like the UN and IDF tends to converge with it. That is actually true. But what I've realized is that IDF numbers are accurate as well for numbers of militants.
Yeah, the reason why the world numbers are accurate, they just copy paste from the Gaza Health Ministry.
With sometimes a few discrepancies just because of like niche events where like a big thing will happen and the health minister will just say like 120, like 200 people died for a headline even though it was actually like 50. That happened in a few.
Sure, I'm pretty sure for the current numbers, I think those are still included. Like when they said 500 people died from the
I think in the past, like international reports will take those ones out, but they'll keep everything else. But I think even the IDF will publish a list at the end as well, and it's usually fairly close to the health ministries. Like in the second Intifada, there was the Battle of Jenin, where they were taking out just like a kind of block of Palestinian militants in the refugee camp area, and I think like 25 IDF died and 50 Palestinians, many of them were involved in the suicide bombings, like organizing them. And I think Saeed Erekat went to the press, CNN, and just said 500 people died, and Arafat said that they were using depleted uranium bombs. But that's the kind of thing, like more like niche events where those huge numbers just get scattered around like really quickly. Okay.
And then you know what we did afterwards, guys? I fear the zombies community will never beat the brain dead takes allegations. And it's happening again, guys. It's happening again. There's a very small minority of people saying some very silly things right now, and I have to rant about it because it's actually so goofy, it's just driving me nuts. So, essentially, okay, 18 hours ago, I posted a video with the whiteboard talking about a few things that I would like to see Treyarch do in the build-up to Black Ops 6 to make it just a smoother run-up for all of us, okay? And one of the things I mentioned in there was the fact that during Cold War Zombies D Machine, Treyarch only published the timing of when the Easter egg would unlock in the map 24 hours in advance of when it happened. They announced it November 12th, I think it was, the day before official launch, okay? What that meant is that if you were just a regular person who wanted to take time off work for the Easter egg hunt, or if you were a person who maybe wanted to adjust your sleep schedule slightly because you wanted to be hunting at the right time and wake at the right time, or if you needed to make sure that you were planning your meals right, or you were shifting plans with your friends, or whatever, right? It was much harder to do that because you only had 24 hours notice. And so I made my video saying, hey Treyarch, this doesn't really affect me all that much because I'm going to be playing the second Goes Live in New Zealand no matter what, because I'm a YouTuber and this is my job, obviously, right? But if you're a person that has other time commitments that are relevant and pressing to them, right? I wasn't speaking purely for myself here out of selfish reasons. I was speaking literally on behalf of those people to try and use my power appropriately to put pressure in the right place to affect positive change for those people, not for myself. But I said it would be great if Treyarch could break from tradition that they set during Cold War D Machine and actually announce the timing of the Easter egg hunt a little bit earlier so that people can ask for their time off work, can rearrange their plans with friends, can appropriately plan things, okay? That's what I was doing in that video. I was trying to just potentially prod Treyarch into the direction of actually telling us when the Easter egg hunt was going to go live, okay? That is part one of the equation here, okay? For some reason, in the comment section, I have responses from people saying, you're just whining because the Easter egg hunt doesn't matter. So why are you getting pressed about this? What? The Easter egg hunt doesn't matter. Bro, it's crazy. There is something actually deeply concerning about society these days, where basically, if one person, right, hears somebody else's opinion.
This is my dinner that I'm cooking for my date, because I want to, knock her out, man. You know, I mean, I wanted to have so much food that she's just sleeping. We can watch Netflix.
What?
Here's something funny.
What?
Eric told everyone last night that you got your ate.
I told everybody that as well. I said that on stream.
Someone ate your ass.
Yeah. I was getting my sucked. She went down to my gooch. And then she went down to my ass. I'm not even joking. Like I didn't ask for it. It just happened. I'm serious. No, I'm serious.
How is this possible?
What? Nick, is that why you're bringing this up because you're jealous?
No, I'm not jealous.
Yeah, but like, do you want your teeth too?
Do I want to I feel like I have that if anyone dares to lick down there, it's going to be probably the worst.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Thank you. I get that a lot. Can I borrow that?
Just watch.
Yeah, like if I go downtown.
Does it fit you?
Look at the car. I walk in. Hey, what up, lady? You know what time it is? That's a choke me. Oh, good. Oh, choke us. Oh my God.
I don't know how he's managing to do that, but he somehow is getting his ass. I don't understand how you're doing this. You must have some sort of rhythm acting. You know, maybe these are shot, to get more views. I'm not sure what's happening.
You think
Okay.
I'm raw tenders?
That's who it was?
Huh?
That's who it was?
I'm not gonna say who it was.
No, that's what you came from.
I'm not saying raw. I'm just saying that you think a rainbow through would, you know?
There's no way you're pulling normal.
Of the three. Okay, of the three women
Oh, wait, you broke up 2 months ago. Oh my God. Are you slaying? Is that what you're doing?
What do you mean?
Oh my God.
I'm really saying you're doing. I just got out of a 2-year relationship. Of course we did. Like, my relationship was the first step.
Really? Proud of you.
I'm sorry. Like, now that I know what sex is, might as well try.
Let's get on track. Time to do this. Me and Russell both are somewhat fresh to right? And there's ways that you can win over courts. What do you say, Riz up now?
Yeah.
A woman. And one of those things that you can do,
Have aura, have Riz.
you can cook for them.
You know, cooking, man. You DoorDash them some food. As long as you have aura, as long as you have Riz, they don't care about the cooking.
But either way, for the subject of today, the sake of today, you will be judging between me and Russell who can cook the better food in terms of like a date.
What are you cooking?
I don't think I should say that.
You don't have to say it if you don't want to.
I mean, I don't mind, but I'm just saying.
You don't have to. So, Catchy, you gotta judge which plate is more romantic.
Okay, so like presentation.
So for example, like let's say you and Russell went out to the movies, right? You go back to the apartment, talking about, going to the
Okay, and you're gonna say your place is like $10,000 a month for 5,000 square feet. Like, dude, Nick, what the?
I'm thinking scenario. It doesn't matter level where. So you're in his house. You know what this here, babe. I'm gonna cook you a plate. The question is, does this put you in the mood?
Okay, the guy with the small, just saying the guy with the small house and like the low rent, probably because the guy who's in the nice penthouse and
do you think you were there to me?
Well, it doesn't matter the size of the house that you're in.
It's the motion of the ocean.
Because if we're at the movies in the first place, what makes you think I'm gonna go back?
True. Well, for me, it's like honestly, I feel like I could talk to like Pink Panther, Sydney Sweeney. All I need is one conversation with them.
That was
I'm telling you, one conversation.
That was insane. The ego on my man.
It's not ego. It's just like you feel like confident yourself, and I believe that if Sydney Sweeney is like doing stop. I'm like,
do you think he's pulling him? I don't know about that. Do you think he's
no, I'm not sure.
I want to see.
Imagine if it was like
Wow. Also, make a mistake.
What are you making?
I really said get me a ribeye. I know. You have a ribeye as well. I mean, I'm just saying. You have one. The ribeye is only a part of the dish. Okay. What are you making?
I'm making the in-piece sausage. That worked on me for like 10 years.
Just 3 times in 10 years?
It did work.
Yeah, same thing with sex. It's just all, it's like they look for
Russell, I haven't seen you in a while, man.
I know.
What are you up to in life, huh?
Just going to the gym.
Really? Oh my God, you know.
Not really.
That's good.
Going out, enjoying myself with friends,
Really?
drinking,
What?
all fun stuff.
Are you just living your best life?
Yes.
No one will
Wait,
watch you.
Okay. Lower.
Okay, 24.
Interesting comment.
Okay.
Let me just tell you, buddy.
16.
Let me tell you right now. She is a hell of a lot closer to you than she is to me.
That's true.
Which one of these pieces do you feel
The 5 years.
better? What are you making, Russell? Can you say it now?
I'm making tomato pasta cream with broccoli steak.
I am making a nice grilled ribeye with asparagus, hand-cut french fries, and corn. Russell, I have a question.
What?
It's not personal.
Okay.
Because I'm so curious about these Tinder dates.
Oh my god.
What?
No, I'm just curious.
So like these Tinder dates that you go on,
I've been on one, yes.
but you only been on one?
Yes.
So how do you have,
That's actually three women. I've been on three.
but how is that possible? Do they show up like, I'm ready?
What does that mean?
Do they show up to your house like, I'm ready?
Like the Tinder date?
Well, how do you have sex with them if you don't take them on a date?
I know, I went on one Tinder date, but I was three women.
How'd you get into it?
Was it all the same night?
No, it was not almost.
I'm just trying to learn. Help your boy out.
I mean, the Tinder date was, you know, the first.
What date was it?
I went to, I don't know why we got this. You know, you're saying the same thing.
You said we have that topic?
Yeah, so I was just like, going on vacation one night. The next day, he texted me and said, oh, I don't know.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Technically broken up with our breakup. I had to watch it. Yeah.
Wow. Wait, Jack, would you guys want to date someone who's trying to be a streamer?
You know, I'll say no, that's why am I getting myself into?
Why is it? They said hell no. Russell, I'm not gonna lie. We were at karaoke. She was rapping the N-word.
What?
Yep.
That is slander.
She said it. She was singing Bobby Shmurda.
Shut up, you just said it yesterday.
Yo. Yeah, who gonna believe? Me? Or whatever's going on over here.
Because he said, I was like, what if I tell your child? He's like, oh, who are they gonna believe?
Me or this person?
You're making me seem like some sort of like predator. Hey, Russell, what'd you make?
I made tomato cream pasta with broccoli, with garlic and olive oil and other things. I don't think olive oil actually, and steak.
I made a nice ribeye cooked, well done, with corn, nicely steamed.
Something like corn on that. What's going on in there?
With butter. It's a 16 crown top.
Okay.
Okay, in terms of presentation. Alright, okay, after putting this ketchup right here, I really don't think that is doing anything in your favor.
Okay.
You know, this has more things on it. Because this has 3 things. This has 1, 2, 3, 4. So, plus 1 point.
Yeah, but he's doing something because like he's putting corn with all the corn and asparagus and then meat. Like I just got the protein and vegetables. That's like a basic protein. That's a basic protein ladder.
This is my dinner that I'm cooking for my date because I want to knock her up. Man. I mean, I wanted to have so much food that sleeping. Guys, you know what I'm saying? When you eat a lot of food and you just feel really cozy, and all you want to do is lay down and watch TV. Guys, please tell me you know the feeling.
Oh my god.
You know the feeling when you eat a lot, and you just want to, come on, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
No drinks, right?
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't be handing her the drink, buddy.
I gotta see with my own 2 eyes.
Okay.
Alright.
You gotta put some in your mouth here.
Yeah, for sure. You got
Okay,
it's
let's do it, let's do it. What piece here? This one?
That's the piece you want.
Alright, let's do it.
Alright.
A role helped me a bit to be more consistent.
Okay. You were playing more than one role before?
Yeah, I was playing controller and sentinel, and I switched back to basically just sentinel.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I always recommend, depending on what your goals are, of course, is to master one role and then have an off role. So you're able to play multiple agents within that particular role. So for example, if you're going to be playing Sentinel, your Killjoy and your Cypher need to be really good, right? Because that's going to be universal. And again, if you're playing for like a team, those are the agents that you really got to master and get down for that particular role itself, right? You might want to have an off role where it's like, maybe I'll go with, an initiator or controller, right? And then that way you have more flexibility. So when you're looking for an actual team, it's easier to be picked up on. And that's one of the things I always recommend if you're planning to go in that direction. But it makes it easier if you just have one base role that you're mastering.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing with my new team as well. Like, I am primarily the sentinel, but I also flex to initiate when, someone
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what sort of things do you feel you struggle with the most?
I tend to autopilot a lot, and I'm really trying to get a bit to prevent it. So, try to make a conscious every round, thinking about what I'm gonna do, my bad things. But it's still not great, because when I am on the autopilot, my awareness goes down, crosshair placement goes to shit, my overall peaks, kinda, it basically just all goes bad whenever I lose focus.
Yeah. Just to quickly comment on what it says, absolutely. Return and Flash are two completely different initiators. So making sure that you are understanding what role within sub-role is what you're going to be focusing on. So, for example, even with controllers, it could be like plume smoke and wall smoke agent. So you have your Viper and you have your Harbor Viper is more of like a sentinel. Harper can be more an aggressive kind of smoker as well. So it's a little bit different. So it kind of plays slightly different. But like I would look at more Viper as being like more of a sentinel versus a controller than anything. Right. So it plays completely different than say like an omen, which could basically be an offset duelist. Right. Okay. And what else do you feel like you struggle with?
I would say I'm a bit of an all-rounder, where I'm decent at everything, but not amazing. I think everything that's useful. Definitely might aware.
Chances of winning are significantly lower than the enemy team because of this number advantage. Harper more like control initiator. I don't want to go too deep with that one because I haven't played enough Harper to really get the full breakdown of it. But yeah, so he's kind of like a mix between both to a degree. But not like Viper. Viper's like a whole different animal. Viper's like basically just animal. Sorry, yeah. Okay, so you get this pick and you decide to throw your cage. By the way, love seeing that you're holding on to the cage. Because we've had a few cyber gods now at the diamond level, and having a cyber cage to be able to rotate with is just like 100% the biggest issue. So I'd love to see a second cage or having a cage active for if you needed to. If we decided to go with a different weapon and only have one cage, for example, I don't even like seeing it on like a sight hole. I'd rather just see it really retake, or if you need to fall back off the site and then throw your cage forward and then flood into the site on a bomb plant. I prefer seeing that being more reactive, unless you have two, which case you could include in the setup. Anyways, so you decide to throw this, and you pop it, and that gives you a chance to go retake. What we saw before, briefly, was this brimstone ended up crossing here. I think we saw him a few seconds before. Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking to myself, if I don't hear him running, which I can't really hear right now, he has to be still on this side. I think you're aware of that. So.
Yeah, I do know he was in lamp. That's what I'm thinking.
Cool. So with
Grim is in lamp. Yeah, careful. Behind you.
So with that in mind, Lamps itself is a very shitty place to play post-plant from if you're on attack. It's a really terrible spot. In fact, we've even said in our map guide several times, don't even bother with the space. Just let them hold it. Because if you end up tapping the bomb, they have to fully physically leave Lamps and peek wide to be able to defend the bomb. So it's not going to be a good spot from the beginning. It's going to be pressure on them anyway. So, like, what value do we have for even challenging Lamps at a point? What we really want to focus on in a retake on Bind is this space right here, this L shape. We get control of, the showers area, we control the backside area, and we force them to play into this space right here. And why showers?
Yeah.
It opens up the flank, right? And now we're really compressing their space when we do that. So Lamps altogether with 15 HP is kind of a dangerous spot to be able to even go for in a retake. I can appreciate what you're doing here to like fight and do all that good stuff. But ultimately, I think what needs to happen here is to use this cage to avoid the brimstone and just go towards the bomb or fight something else. Okay? And that's what this is more of a decision making on your end. And I think part of the issue here is just you overthinking that Lamps is more important than it actually is. And you're innocent to this because everyone thinks this way in ranked until you played in team play and you realize, like, what is this really getting me, right? Now, some people might say,
well, you're right. You're right. I do think Lamps is more important. But now that you point it out, I'm like, yeah, what are they gonna do?
What are they going to do? Exactly. Now,
Yeah.
some people might say that they're worried about them funneling into backside, which, high-level teams might end up doing that. But all it takes is one person sitting in this position to just watch that line, right? And you're good. So you basically have your sentinel basically watching that line where everyone else scales into the bomb site. It's like, okay, so that's something that you do for us, right? Or do against us. So it's not like we're not going to know what's happening. Okay, so something to think about.
Yeah.
And that was more of like a pathing thing. Pathings are a big issue in the Diamond Platinum area. And you're obviously in Ascendant now, but that's one major thing that could potentially bring you back down, is just understanding what it is that we need on this